Hi guys, this is Wenzes, and now I want to talk to you about the lack of extroverted thinking and what that actually means to us. I've talked to Daniel from MBTI. He's an ENFJ. This has also helped me in this direction because I will always very curious about those things, because TE is something that INFJs are meant to really lack. And with ENFJs, the gap is not that far away, so it's kind of easier to understand where the differences are and where they are okay with TE and where we're not. And I am a fan and I am pro not developing your shadow functions. I really think the best thing for us is to concentrate on those things that we are strongest at, that we concentrate on those things that we value, and so on. And TE is definitely the weakest one. And the longest time I didn't really understand what it meant. But TE is so much of, there's certain rules of things, how they should work, that are helping you not to get, flip out, get crazy, and so on. That's just one thing. If you, as an INFJ, if you're an INFJ, and so am I, I've gone into mental spaces that were just completely out of this world in a way that didn't make any sense. That I talked to somebody, and 4 years later I thought we still have a connection, and so on, because I was keeping track with that person. I was looking into them. I was, as I said in the last video, I was absorbing and observing them all the time. And so for me, there's always this connection. But what I was lacking was this TE thing of, just because I'm doing it doesn't mean the other person is doing it, especially if that other person does have TE in some kind of way. They value it somehow. There's something of, still staying in spheres that make sense, that are helping you with your life, because it's always, for me, I always need something to focus on. It's really, really hard for me not to have one thing or one project or one thing that I can just stick to, because I'm just so my thoughts are so out of bound, that I always need something. And so in the past, I always had a person, maybe a friend or a crush or something, that I was just always connected to, and I always felt this is what other people do as well. And this is where TE would have come in handy, because it would have given me a feeling of, well, just think about it. Does that make sense? Is it really that another person that you haven't talked to in 4 years, that apparently has no interest in talking to you, because you've tried to talk to that person, and that person obviously doesn't want to talk to you. They do not want to be friends with you. That they still think that there's a connection, but there's something keeping them from you. And so all those crazy things that I'm really not ashamed to mention, because I've done it all, and all those things have helped me so much in my growth. And I don't want to be somebody else. I don't want to be somebody who has TE developed, because all those things that I'm lacking are the ones that help me to create new possibilities and new things, and so on. So I really, really appreciate that. And I'm not even dissing that or putting it down, but what I'm saying is, since we lack TE in a natural way, some people lack NI, means they have no foresight whatsoever. They just see what's in front of them, and they don't think how this should be or how this could be developing, or so on. So every kind of direction your mental functions have developed, or who you are, they have those benefits that come with them. And when it comes to TE, for me personally, what I have learned is that it's okay that I don't have it, because, as I said, it gives me so much good things. But from time to time, it is good to just double check, to just ask yourself. And you have to do it counterintuitively, because if you follow your intuition all the time, it'll get you to those places. It will get you to those places where TE makes no sense at all. So from time to time, I really have those aspects of my life where I think of, okay, is this serving me? Is this really serving me? Is this getting me anywhere? Has something changed? When Einstein said the definition of insanity is when you do the same thing over and over and you think you expect a different result. this is where TE comes in handy, because you have your understanding of this is how it works, how, your TI more or less. And just from time to time to just think, okay, is this really realistic? Like, is this really what's happening? And also have it like with things that are important to your life, and also things that are just not working. If you've been doing something for 3 or 4 months and you always keep on doing the same thing and you don't want to change, maybe it's time that you just double check. That you just ask yourself, well, okay, if I was valuing extroverted thinking, if I was valuing like rules in society, what would I do? And you can also do it like this. If it's like, for me, it's sometimes really difficult because I don't know. In my opinion, there shouldn't be that many rules, and the fact that I don't follow rules are the one thing that has gotten me as far as I have come. But just thinking about, well, that person, if that person values TE more than I do, and most people do, then why would that person think the way I think? Just counter check from time to time. Like, take the counterintuitive part from time to time just to double check. And for me, that has helped me a lot, because once I know, well, this is not getting me anywhere, this is not helping me in my development, this is actually even hurting me, because I keep on wanting to think that my truth will apply to that person because I know better. You might know better, but that person has they have their TE in place. They are not like going somewhere else. This is where they want to be. So free will, people. Don't put your own free will just because you think you understand certain things better onto them. And letting go of those expectations from other people can be a huge relief. And they have been a huge relief in my life, because they've opened places and spaces for me to develop in those areas in those directions that really mean a lot to me. Like, I remember a couple of years ago what kind of pain I was under and connecting to certain people that I needed in my life, and I was so upset that they didn't want to be in my life. And now that I've gotten let go, this awesome life has developed. I've never been happier than before. I'm connecting with people on a much more natural and authentic level. And so I really want you to have the same experience in a way, to really feel that growth and all these things, because once you cut those things off, you throw them out of your life, because apparently those people are just different, and there's no way you can make that work. You make space for all those things to come in of who you really are, because this is what happens if you make a vacuum and you really throw something out. And I'm not talking about changing your job, for example. Some people change their job because they think, oh, my job sucks, and they change their job and they get to a new job and it sucks the same way, because what you have done is you've just exchanged something externally. But I mean really letting go and concentrating on something new mentally. Once you do that, you if you have this hole that you need to fill because you cut something out, then more and more you're gonna fill it with those things that are important to you, because you just naturally absorb them. Let's say you want this thing called ABC. That's a mental space, that's an energy, and you meet this person who has this ABC in a way. But they have ABC combined with DEF, and DEF is draining you, is killing you, it's not good for you. So, and you're not getting that person to give you more ABC. They give you less and less and more of DEF and so on. So what you do is, once you really cut that person out and I want ABC, then you're like a vacuum. You just absorb everything in your surrounding that's ABC without having to make compromises. And so you fill yourself up with ABC without this DEF thing going on. And so it really, really helps. And this is why sometimes it's not the best way, but if you're not that developed, and I personally wouldn't even call myself that developed yet, but the point is, or the journey is that at some point you just absorb things you want. But before that, you kind of have those counterintuitive things that you have, you absorb A, B, C, D, E, F, and then you find out DEF is not what I want. You cut that out, and then you just take ABC. And sometimes you need like those push-pull effects that I said. You need to be so down, you have to feel so bad that you really change something. Like it happens, and it's better you do that than just like stay in a state where it's okay and you don't change anything. But the goal is always to get to a point where you just naturally attract things that are good for you. So these are my thoughts on that topic. I hope that helped you out. Looking forward to your comments, and if you have questions, post them below. Thank you for watching, and yeah, subscribe and like the video if you do, and talk to you soon. Bye.